I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
Hello again. This is a second video of the day. I had some time, so I thought I would put together another video. This time I'm going to talk about the supernatural, specifically the not dealing with organized religions for a change. I'm dealing with supernatural things like psychic powers and the occult and witches and ghosts and all of that garbage. And I had mentioned a long time ago in a video that I wanted to do this for some time, because the reality is, as frustrating as I get talking to fundamentalists of any stripe, talking to people who believe in the occult really, really, really irritates me. And it's the level of the lack of logic bothers me, and the phrase that comes to mind, because whenever I've how to put this, I'm trying to think of a way I want this to be make myself clear here. Okay, have you ever had this situation? Maybe you guys have had this happen where you're talking to somebody who believes in, I don't know, ESP, or believes that they see auras or something like that, and if you express that you don't believe in it, they're not content to just say, well, that's your opinion, I believe in it, which would be fine. Instead, they have to talk about some example. Well, my aunt, she whatever it is. So you're faced with either just keeping your mouth shut and whatever, or calling them a liar because they're deluded or lying, because there's no such thing as supernatural things. And to quote one of my favorite quotes, what is it? The plural of anecdote is not evidence. I think that's great. People tend to think, oh, why would I believe that your aunt's story from way back when somehow is going to convince me of something, somebody I'd never even met. Anyway, so I've had quite a few run-ins. In fact, I've actually had ended friendships over belief in the occult, simply because these people, I just can't get. I think the lack of logic spills over into other areas of their lives. And then, okay, one example. What's his name? I got an email a while ago from a relative who was trying to convince me. This is about, Satan worshiping and the occult and demons and that kind of crap. And his evidence for this was, how do you explain, what's his name, Jeff Feinhold, the former lead singer of Black Sabbath, who actually wrestled demons before he became a Christian, actually physically fought demons that the band had conjured. And I was like, well, how do I explain it? He's lying. It's that easy. Or maybe he was really, really high. I don't know. But chances are he's lying. He's a televangelist, and he was never lead singer of Black Sabbath anyways. He did a project with the band, short-lived project with the band, and I think they never even used any of his material anyhow. But he was never lead singer of the band. He's a Trinity Broadcast Network persona that they've created to I don't know. But anyway, the point is that why would the idea that I would be convinced by a relative telling me the story, I think is kind of bizarre, and I think it shows they can't see beyond their acceptable level of credibility. They assume everybody else must have the same. So if they hear a story like that, they immediately believe it, I guess, is the take home. And anyway, I want to talk about just another. This is a former friend of mine. She got. I just lost all patience with her level of bullshit, and she would get actually really angry, and about these things about psychic powers, and about how do you explain that I thought about you this morning and then you called me. That kind of stuff, and it was always like, you can't explain that away. And it's like, well, it's not my business to explain it away. But what people that believe in these things don't take into account is that we are extremely good. We evolved over millions and millions of years a practically uncanny ability to find patterns, okay? That's why when you look up into the night sky, which is a random assortment of stars, we see constellations, we see patterns, we envision animal shapes in those. It's the same reason why we see cause and effect things that aren't necessarily related. We find correlation where there is none. So, yeah, I don't know how many people in my life I think about every day. People that cross my mind. Oh, maybe I should give them a call, or maybe I haven't heard this from this person in a while, or I wonder how they're doing. Day after day after day, people cross my mind. If I forget about all of those and only remember the one where I then happen to run into them, or I then happen to call them, or they call me, sorry. If I only keep those in my head, then it's really easy to think, my God, I must be psychic. I thought about them and they called me. How miraculous is that? I dreamed about them and they called, whatever it is. But the point is that we're looking for that pattern. We don't, it's called, what is that? We score the hits and not the misses. We ignore all of our misses. And that happens a lot. It's just like those psychics in the paper that predict an earthquake in California. And then they get it right once in 20 years. And everybody's like, that's amazing. They predicted the San Francisco earthquake. It's like, well, they predicted an earthquake every year. There was bound to be one eventually. Anyway, I think it's just, the thing is about the whole occult psychic phenomena thing that gets me is that despite everybody who believes in it having a personal story or a friend of a friend or some kind of anecdote to tell about it, it never surfaces under any kind of scientific test. Not once. Not one supernatural event in the entire history of mankind has ever been documented. I mean, not very, I'm not saying not very many have or just a few have. None. Okay? No psychic can demonstrate their ability with any kind of scientific testing. They always claim that the level of doubt makes it not work, or they can't, the one they take the high ground. They won't we won't use our gift to for money, so we won't prove it scientifically because that would be degrading to our gift or something like that. Anyway, it's always something like that. But the point is, you think that there would be one person would come forth and say, hey, I'm psychic, here's what I can do, test me all you want. And it's never happened, especially with James Randi's $1 million challenge. I mean, it's $1 million to whoever, one person who can demonstrate any supernatural ability or phenomena beyond a shadow of a doubt under scientific testing will get $1 million. And it's not a fake one like Hovind's $250,000 challenge. I mean, this is real money that's out there, and they've never been able to do it. And I think it just makes me laugh. Anyway, so the point is, I get really irritated with these people. It just drives me crazy because they force me to call them a liar or to call them deluded, because they want to be they want me to admit that there's a possibility. And it's like, of course I admit there's a possibility, but it's in the ball's in their court to show me the evidence, not for me to just blindly believe this thing. And it's really frustrating. No, anyway, I think that's I'm probably just going to stop this. I just wanted to put that out there. So, all right, thank you, and talk to you later.